Good Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by. Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the video forecast discussion for Wednesday, the 2nd of April, 2014. High and mid-level clouds are working away across the region this morning. Most of this not obscuring the sky. Temperatures this morning ranging from the mid and upper 30s across interior sections of the Hudson Valley to northwestern New Jersey, the New Jersey, New York City metro area into low and mid 40s. And temperatures rising from the upper 30s into the mid 40s with light and variable winds already becoming south to southwest ahead of the frontal boundary during this morning. We can see the clouds increasing across the region from west to east this morning as our frontal boundary nears the region. Latest satellite imagery from the water vapor channel indicates the rising motion in the air as these disturbances make their way across the region, and lifting is going on in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, and so is the first period of rain here along just ahead of the frontal boundary here as it begins to stall out just to the south and east of the region tonight. Little light rain showers getting in here, probably weakening as they do so across the terminals later this morning before sunshine returns with mild conditions during this afternoon. Morning surface chart from weatheroanoke.com and digital atmosphere software shows the frontal boundary weakening as it approaches the region during this afternoon and begins to stall out across the region, south of the region toward the Delmarva region, probably late this evening into early tonight. A few pockets of precipitation with isentropic lift along with it. First batch here over Pennsylvania scooting to the north and east today, and also a second batch here over the upper Midwest, and this will be moving in our direction for later tonight and tomorrow morning as well as this front becomes nearly stalled out across the region. If we looked at the larger picture here, we'll find a high pressure ridging in across the Great Lakes, and this will be providing drier conditions for a period later tonight into early tomorrow morning as this frontal boundary stalls. Waves of low pressure will move along it with periods of precipitation. And finally, later Thursday night, Friday evening, that's where we could get into some more moderate rain around here before the whole upper low and system exits, pushes this cold front further to the south over the weekend with drying conditions, and then an active pattern sets up for early next week. We don't have any watches, warnings, or advisories inland or on the coast, but we could need some small craft advisories later Thursday night through Friday night and early Saturday morning with that rainfall. Right now at the airports at basically VFR conditions, we're expecting that to continue at Newark, 43 degrees, overcast at 25,000 feet. Some broken ceilings throughout this morning and this afternoon, and a little bit of light rain late this morning too could get into the terminals. Visibility still better than 10 miles. The winds backing around to the northwest at about 8 knots. They're a little bit all over the place here. Westerly winds, scattered clouds late this evening. A few clouds around tomorrow morning too. And then scattered clouds to at 15,000 to 25,000 feet. Maybe a little fog early tomorrow morning too, but basically VFR conditions throughout the terminals here. Philadelphia, same kind of thing. 43 this morning, overcast at 25,000. A little bit of light rain shower getting in here later this morning. And then basically a west to southwesterly flow at about 10 knots or so. Some scattered clouds with some sunshine and mild temperatures later this afternoon. Scattered clouds at about 25,000 feet. And then becoming overcast with a little bit of fog late tonight, early tomorrow morning at about 10,000 feet. Scattered fog there. Visibility still better than 10 miles with basically VFR conditions. And even though the next 24 to 48 hours will have pockets of cloud cover, a little bit of light rain around, and then other areas clear skies or mostly clear skies or scattered clouds across the region, really not really amounting to much in the precipitation department until we get to about Friday late into Saturday morning, and that's where we could see about a half of an inch to an inch locally in some heavier downpours. From the NamWRF composite reflectivity product, a 4-kilometer product here from Penn State's eWall site, simulated radar and reflectivity of cloud. Here's our little spotty rain that's in Pennsylvania now, shearing to the north and east and weakening as it moves through the region. Scattered to broken clouds this afternoon return with sunshine and mild temperatures in the upper 50s to mid 60s. Scattered to broken cloud cover around the region tomorrow morning too. And here's our next wave moving out of the Ohio River Valley, producing some widely scattered showers across the region, mainly to the south and west during the day on Thursday morning. A bit more cloud cover, low-level cloud cover around the region, but still not much in the way of precipitation. We have to wait till later Thursday night, early Friday morning when the front begins to lift back as a warm front, and a spoke of energy moves along the warm front, produces some light rain around the region during the day on Friday morning and Friday afternoon. And then the rain just becomes a little bit lighter as the warm front lifts to the north. Low pressure then begins to move towards the Great Lakes region. And then eventually this whole system here will drop back down as a cold front with precipitation along it later Friday night and Saturday morning before the weekend dries out. Latest forecast going into motion from the GFS. Here's our high pressure ridge off the southeastern Atlantic coast states now providing us with the southwesterly flow. Here's our frontal boundary here, spokes of precipitation along it with the isentropic lift. Frontal system approaching, weakening, stalling out across the region. This would be for today, tonight, and tomorrow. And then eventually low pressure developing here in the central southern plains begins to interact with the frontal boundary as the energy begins to spread to the north and east as the low begins to move towards the Ohio River Valley. On Thursday, sunshine, maybe a little bit of spotty precipitation to our south and west, and then clouds increase across the region, and so did the chances for light rain again by late Thursday evening and Thursday night as this wave of low pressure or isentropic lift actually ahead and along the frontal boundary begins to lift to the north and east. Our parent low here back through the central plains. This is going to be deepening rapidly, producing severe weather. Could be some tornadic activity across the central and southern plains. We'll be monitoring that too. This energy really bombs out as it races towards the Great Lakes region. Occluded, very strong low pressure system here developing across the central and upper plains here. Pushes the warm front north through the region, and as this system begins to move towards the St. Lawrence River Valley, precipitation ahead of it breaking out across the region. This would be for late Friday evening and Saturday, mostly in the form of rain showers. Most of the energy will be to the north and to the west as the system begins to occlude and moves into southeastern Atlantic Canada. And then we get into a dry period around here, and this would be for later Saturday afternoon and Saturday night and Sunday as high pressure builds in across the forecast region. And the old frontal boundary kind of stalled out. Here's low pressure developing here in the Gulf states, a very active pattern on the way, and this will bring the chances of rain around here, moderate to heavy rain, with some flooding issues that could develop late Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and the rain racing up the east coast with pockets of moderate to heavy rain across the region Monday night into early Tuesday morning before the system begins to pull out towards the Great Lakes. So dodging some clouds and raindrops on a mild side over the next couple of days, and a period of rain later Thursday night, Friday, and Friday night, early Saturday morning, and then looks like the weekend's going to be salvaged to be a dry and seasonable one. Then storminess moves back into the region with moderate to heavy rain later Monday afternoon, Monday night, and Tuesday morning. Our active weather pattern will continue on the progressive side with on and off wet conditions, and eventually some of this moderate to heavy rain could lead to some flooding across the region, and we'll just deal with that on a day-to-day basis. But right now we're not expecting any widespread precipitation across the region, as most of the energy will be focused to our south and west as these systems begin to occlude and move up towards the St. Lawrence River Valley, keeping us on the milder side, generally speaking, and predominantly scattered to moderate rain events at this point. Of course, you can follow the latest on Twitter and Facebook and on Garden State Weather's live feeds on Garden State Weather and gardenstateweather.blogspot.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a good Wednesday. We'll be back bright and early with the latest video details on Thursday morning. Remember that most people are otherwise, but you, my friends, are weatherwise.